but the opposition also represents the voice.
First leader of opposition in Lok Sabha after 10 years. Rahul reloads as LOP.
The government has political power, but the opposition also represents the voice of India's people.
India hails Rahul LOP appointment.
राहुल गांधी उनको बधाई देता हूं एलओपी बनने के लिए और हम सब विपक्ष के लोग मिलकर के काम करेंगे।
BJP's third time failed jibe at Rahul.
वो लोकसभा में आनंद ही तो देते हैं, कभी कोई गंभीर बातें कहा नहीं। तीसरा लोकसभा है जब मैं देख रहा हूं उनको।
Rahul's big LOP test, top focus on 6 p.m. Prime.
Hello and welcome. Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal and we're going to be recapping for you all the big updates that came in from Parliament today. One of the biggest talking points was Rahul Gandhi's day one as leader of opposition and trial by fire essentially because he spoke to go ahead and also welcome Speaker Om Birla, who was re-elected as Speaker of the House. We'll get you highlights of Rahul Gandhi's speech and decode for you exactly what is the messaging being sent across from day one on what kind of an LOP Rahul Gandhi actually will be. Let's begin with the headlines. Big war over Om Birla evoking emergency in Parliament. Opposition hits out. Prime Minister Modi lauds the Speaker for raising emergency.
ये सदन 1975 में देश में आपातकाल इमरजेंसी लगाने के निर्णय की कड़े शब्दों में निंदा करता है।
Om Birla returns as the Lok Sabha Speaker for the second time. Prime Minister Modi congratulates Birla. Opposition taunts. Rahul Gandhi says Speaker should fight to uphold Constitution. After ED, CBI arrests Arvind Kejriwal in Liquorgate case. CBI claims Kejriwal pinned blame on Sisodia, but Delhi Chief Minister clarifies in court. Probe agency demands 5-day custody. Tamil Nadu Hooch tragedy in Kalakurchi. Death toll mounts to 63. AIADMK MLA suspended from assembly amid raging protests. Stalin government to reply to Madras High Court in 10 days with a detailed report. CBI cracks down on NEET exam mess. News tightens as CBI gets remand of 2 accused. Hunt continues for paper leak mastermind Sanjeev Mukhya. And WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange returns to his home country, Australia. Assange freed after 12 years in a US plea deal where he will plead guilty for breaching the espionage law. All right, we're seeing Rahul Gandhi in a new avatar in Parliament, and he showed it in also how he dressed as he switched over from the T-shirts that he usually chooses to don in Parliament to a white kurta this time. He's taken over as the leader of opposition now in Parliament. And in the House today, he started off with a speech welcoming Speaker Om Birla, but also sending a message or two across about giving the opposition a chance to speak. Let's take you through what Rahul's day one as leader of opposition looked like and what the BJP has had to say about him being named as the LOP.
The opposition represents significantly more voice of the Indian people than it did last year. It is very important that the voice of the opposition is allowed to be represented in this House.
He's traded in his trademark white T-shirt for a crisp kurta. As he rebrands himself as the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi's debut as leader of opposition was promising. In his first constitutional role, he sent a sharp message to the newly elected Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla.
It is very important that the voice of the opposition is allowed to be represented in this House. I am confident that you will allow us to represent our voice, allow us to speak. This election has shown that the people of India expect the opposition to defend the constitution, the Samvidhan of this country.
As leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi is now equivalent to a cabinet minister in rank. So when the speaker was elected, he was called in by Prime Minister Modi to congratulate Om Birla. Rahul and Prime Minister Modi then shook hands themselves and escorted Om Birla to the speaker chair. While the India bloc hailed Rahul Gandhi on assuming the new role,
राहुल गांधी उनको बधाई देता हूं एलओपी बनने के लिए और हम सब विपक्ष के लोग मिलकर के काम करेंगे, सत्ता पक्ष से जवाब मांगेंगे।
राहुल गांधी जी ने एज एन एलओपी कहा है, वो हम सबकी मन की बात है कि अब जो होगा जन की बात होगी, जनाधार पे होगी और जनाधार के हिसाब से विपक्ष को भी इतनी बड़ी जिम्मेदारी दी है जितनी सत्ता पक्ष ने।
the BJP is pointing to Rahul's parliament record and has branded him a third-time failure.
तीसरा लोकसभा है जब मैं देख रहा हूं उनको। पहले 14 में उन्होंने रफेल चिल्लाया, फिर माफी मांगा कोर्ट में, फिर अदानी अंबानी चिल्लाया, अब संविधान जो कांग्रेस पार्टी इमरजेंसी में संविधान को तोड़ मरोड़ दिया।
Rahul is the third member of the Gandhi family to become the leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha. Now all eyes are on the Gandhi scion. With Maushami Singh and Piyush Mishra in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
And let me bring in on this broadcast Maushami Singh, who tracks the Congress for us very, very closely. Maushami, good evening. Trial by fire, essentially, for Rahul Gandhi today in Parliament as leader of opposition. Announcement made last night, and today he hit the ground running by making that speech in Parliament. What essentially is going to be, how Rahul Gandhi's outlook into this new role, Maushami? We've been seeing him, of course, a lot more aggressive in the last few weeks and how he addresses issues, how he's been interacting with the media too. Is that something that will also transcend into Parliament?
That's right, Akshita. Rahul Gandhi, in fact, came into Parliament in a different attire this time round. What we've seen in the past few years, ever since he started the Bharat Jodo Yatra, he wasn't donning those 6 pockets or the white T-shirt, but wearing the kurta, trademark kurta pajama of a politician right there. I've seen him wear those kurta pajamas earlier, but ever since Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi had changed his style, coming across as a hands-on 24/7 politician, and here you are, he's broken one more barrier by taking up that constitutional post, because he was often accused of being a reluctant politician by the BJP, and this time round he's taken the bull by its horns. You can say many in the Congress Working Committee, the parliamentary party, the Congress president wanted him to take on this baton, and Rahul Gandhi started with his maiden speech as the leader of the opposition right there, and the template is going to be very, very challenging for him, because it's a bag of great expectations, not only as far as the Congress is concerned, but also from the opposition. India bloc members who will be looking up to him to put their point forward very vociferously.
Especially because they've got the numbers this time to ensure their voice is heard in Parliament, and a lot of it will be reliant on how Rahul Gandhi chooses to pick up issues and address them in Parliament. Thanks very much, Maushami, for joining us. I'd also like to bring in on this broadcast our consulting editor, Rajdeep Sardesai. Rajdeep, there's a whole lot of talk about how Rahul Gandhi's changed his attire, kind of changed his look to a more serious politician with the LOP role coming to him. But keeping that aside for a moment, what did you think of his speech today, Rajdeep?
Look, I think, Akshita, the fact is that Rahul Gandhi, ever since he's been now taken up the responsibility of leader of the opposition, will have to spend more time, perhaps, on some of the attributes required to be an LOP, one of which is speech making. His speech was more impromptu, and there will be those who will argue that in the future, Rahul Gandhi will have to come with a more well-rehearsed speech. I know that aides of Rahul Gandhi say that he's most comfortable doing spontaneous speeches. However, I think when you're LOP, you will have to come well rehearsed, prepared to, in a way, set your agenda, your narrative to the other side. Today, of course, was only a very small occasion in terms of the fact that it wasn't a lengthy speech. But if he has to tomorrow respond, let's say, to the president's address or any of the or a major issue, he will have to come prepared with a proper speech, perhaps, because this is an opportunity for Rahul Gandhi once again to prove some of his critics wrong. Some of whom who have said in the past that is not willing to take responsibility in Parliament. This is an opportunity, and the next 5 years are an opportunity for him to prove them wrong. Today was first day, first show. It's only a start. We'll have to see, therefore, whether Rahul Gandhi is able to sustain it, Akshita, over the next few years, really, because being LOP is an enormous responsibility, but also a chance, really, for him to prove that he can actually be a potential leader of the future for the entire opposition, not just for the Congress party.
You know, 2 points that you made there, Rajdeep. One about lengthy speeches. The counter that will essentially come is, look, Rahul Gandhi's done that before. He's spoken and given long speeches in Parliament before. And as far as impromptu goes, what really made you feel, Rajdeep, that this speech was impromptu? Because there was a lot of talk about how, you know, Rahul has raised all the right points, made all the right mentions with regards to the Constitution, told the Speaker, you know, I hope you'll give the opposition a chance to speak. I hope you'll give us a fair chance to ensure our voice is heard. He referred to the election results and how there's a greater number of opposition members of Parliament this time in the House. So what made you or gave you that sense that this was an impromptu speech?
Look, he made all the right points. But remember, this was a speech which did not require the kind of data and the other aspects that are required sometimes when you make a Parliament speech. So in that sense, Rahul Gandhi said all the right things. It was impromptu. He said all the right things. However, as I believe, as you go along as a leader of the opposition, and you have to constantly, in a way, respond to what the government is doing, you will have to come prepared almost if not daily, on a regular basis, certainly, to be ready to set the narrative as you see it fit, to respond to something that the government has said. I think that will be the challenge. The debating skills of Rahul Gandhi will be tested, I believe, in the years ahead. I'm not going to use this speech to judge Rahul Gandhi. That would be very unfair. It's only his first day. It was a speech that made all the right noises. However, I think you will have to, at some stage when you enter Parliament and you're preparing, as I said, for a response to the President's address or a confidence vote, that's when your speech-making skills come to light, or indeed when the government perhaps you want to interject. You have to come with hard data. I think that's where Rahul Gandhi will be tested in the next few years.
You know, there's a lot of talk, Rajdeep, of late that Rahul Gandhi has become a lot more aggressive in his political style, in the manner that he speaks in. We've seen a few examples of that in how he's interacted with the media also in the last few weeks. Do you see that also translating to how he will be in Parliament, that you'll see a more aggressive Rahul Gandhi in Parliament?
Look, I think aggression is good, but over-aggression can be counterproductive. As we've seen Rahul Gandhi at times lose his cool, for example, with journalists, sometimes asking perfectly acceptable questions and then questioning their political leanings. I think that's where the aggression goes out of control. So I think being aggressive is nothing wrong in it. You're an opposition leader, and it is your duty to hold the government accountable and question the government. But you've got to choose and pick your moments. That, I think, for Rahul Gandhi will be the challenge. In the past, at times you felt that he's been tilting at windmills, and other times, to his great credit, he's raised issues that others have been uncomfortable with raised inconvenient questions in the past that no one else has been willing to raise. So I think aggression is good, but up to a point. He's clearly shown that he's fearless at times in questioning the government, but he's also got to recognize that you don't have to be a perennial angry young man or a perennial middle-aged young man. You've got to choose your moments when you're going to be aggressive and when you're going to be constructive.
My final question to you, Rajdeep, is that Rahul's parents have also served as LOP previously. Who do you think Rahul will be more like, or at least look to emulate, Rajiv or Sonia?
Well, I hope he's his own person. I would not want to emulate either. You know, Rajiv Gandhi was his own person. Rajiv Gandhi was LOP for a very brief period. It wasn't a very lengthy period. Sonia Gandhi was LOP, but she was never really, she was for most of the time chairperson of the parliamentary party, and she didn't really come to parliament as a debater, nor was that a role she was comfortable in. In fact, one of her strengths, I would say, Akshita, was that she knew her limitations. Rahul Gandhi, on the other hand, is clearly a distinct personality from his mother and father, and he should remain that way. We should now see who the real Rahul is. This is an opportunity for him to showcase who the real Rahul is, raise some of the issues that he's done outside Parliament, inside Parliament this time. I recall in the 16th Lok Sabha in particular, which was from 2014 to 19, he'd hardly spoken in Parliament. And I thought that was a big weakness of Rahul Gandhi. Now he's got the opportunity to speak regularly, and he should use every such opportunity to show us whether he has it in him to be a leader who the country will trust and whom they are willing to give a chance to in the future.
Okay, so an opportunity for Rahul Gandhi, equally a challenge as well. And we'll, of course, be tracking what's happening very closely in Parliament. Thank you very much, Rajdeep, for taking the time out and joining us here on 6 p.m. Prime. So you heard from Rajdeep Sardesai there what he thought of Rahul Gandhi's speech. Let's play out some of those highlights for you of what Rahul Gandhi said today in Parliament while welcoming and congratulating Speaker Om Birla.
Speaker, sir, this House represents the voice of India's people. And you, Speaker, sir, are the final arbiter of that voice. Of course, the government has political power, but the opposition also represents the voice of India's people. Speaker, sir, the opposition would like to assist you in doing your work. We would like the House to function often and well. Speaker, sir, it is very important that cooperation happens on the basis of trust. It is very important that the voice of the opposition is allowed to be represented in this House. I am confident that you will allow us to represent our voice, allow us to speak, allow us to represent the voice of the people of India. Speaker, sir, the question is not how efficiently the House is run. The question is how much of India's voice is being allowed to be heard in this House. So the idea, Speaker, sir, the idea that you can run the House efficiently by silencing the voice of the opposition is a non-democratic idea.
So it was a short speech by Rahul Gandhi, but essentially drove home the point that the opposition wanted to send across, that the voice of the opposition now must be heard in the House. And that was the message Rahul Gandhi put forth this morning, right after a handshake with Prime Minister Modi, who was also there, of course, to welcome and congratulate Speaker Om Birla. So let's get to that significant highlight from Parliament today. Om Birla, three-time BJP MP, elected historically for a second term as Lok Sabha Speaker after he defeated the opposition's candidate K. Suresh via voice vote. It's a rare contest that you see essentially in Parliament. Only the third time that it's happened, but it was expected to be smooth sailing for Om Birla. Now, we also, interestingly, hours after that, after speeches by both the opposition and the Treasury benches welcoming Om Birla, a political fight breaking out, sloganeering, ruckus, all of that playing out in Parliament and outside over the emergency anniversary being raised by Speaker Om Birla. Let's get you all of those details, highlights of what played out in Parliament in our next report.
Shri Om Birla is declared elected as the Speaker of this House.
Om Birla is back in the Speaker's chair in the Lok Sabha, becoming only the second presiding officer to return after having served a full term after Congress's Balram Jakhar. The NDA candidate won against opposition's K. Suresh after a voice note.
Those against may say no. I think the ayes have it.
In a rare moment of bonhomie, The Prime Minister, newly appointed LOP, then escorted Om Birla to the Speaker's chair.
आपके चेयर है, आप संभालें प्लीज।
आपकी अध्यक्षता में संसद में जो ऐतिहासिक निर्णय हुए हैं, आपकी अध्यक्षता में सदन के माध्यम से जो सुधार हुए हैं, ये अपने आप में एक सदन की भी और आपकी भी विरासत है।
It is very important that
The opposition, however, had some terse words for Om Birla.
Speaker sir, it is very important that cooperation happens on the basis of trust. It is very important that the voice of the opposition is allowed to be represented in this House.
आपका अंकुश विपक्ष पे तो रहता ही है, लेकिन आपका अंकुश सत्ता पक्ष पे भी रहे।
150 लोग जब सस्पेंड हुए तो हम सबको बहुत दुख हुआ सर। तो हमारी कोशिश रहेगी कि अगले 5 सालों में इस सस्पेंशन का आप ना सोचे, बातचीत हो सकती है, हमेशा हम डायलॉग के लिए तैयार रहते हैं।
But a storm erupted in Parliament soon after when the Speaker invoked the emergency.
भारत की पहचान पूरी दुनिया में लोकतंत्र की जननी के तौर पर है। भारत में हमेशा लोकतांत्रिक मूल्यों और वाद संवाद का समर्थन हुआ, हमेशा लोकतांत्रिक मूल्यों की सुरक्षा की, उन्हें हमेशा प्रोत्साहित किया गया। ऐसे भारत पर श्रीमती इंदिरा गांधी द्वारा तानाशाही थोप दी गई, भारत के लोकतांत्रिक मूल्यों को कुचला गया और अभिव्यक्ति की आजादी का गला घोटा गया।
Inside Lok Sabha, the opposition raised slogans in protest. Outside, the BJP staged a big protest.
ये बहुत ही ऐतिहासिक दिन था जब काली इमरजेंसी के 50 साल पूरे हुए, तो आज 18वीं संसद में माननीय स्पीकर साहब ने इस प्रस्ताव के माध्यम से वो सच्चाई रखी। सिर्फ और सिर्फ इंदिरा गांधी की कुर्सी बचाने के लिए ये इमरजेंसी लगाई गई थी।
ये तमाम बीजेपी के लोगों ने जो आज किया है वो दिखावा किया है। ऐसा नहीं कि केवल उस समय वही जेल गए हों। समाजवादी नेता और समाजवादी उस समय के जितने जनता पार्टी या तमाम नेताओं ने भी उस समय को देखा, लेकिन हम पीछे मुड़ के कितना देखें, हम पास्ट को कितना देखें, भविष्य हमारे सामने क्या है।
आपको
After Om Birla's statement in the House, Prime Minister Modi to put out a message thanking him for speaking on the emergency. He also attacked the Gandhis and the Congress, saying that the emergency era exemplified dictatorship. The Parliament showdown is only set to escalate. With Piyush Mishra, Mausami Singh and Ashutosh, Bureau Report, India Today.
So that's a roundup of all that took place in Parliament. Tomorrow, remember, the President's address is slated to take place, and you can trust us here on India Today to get you all of those updates. Thanks very much for tuning in. I'm leaving you with a report from Andhra Pradesh on 6 p.m. Prime. Now, Deputy Chief Minister Pavan Kalyan has been making news for all the decisions he's taken after taking oath as the Deputy Chief Minister. But interestingly, he's also kicked off a Diksha, a Thanksgiving Diksha, and for 11 days now will be on a strict diet as part of this Diksha, and dressed completely in mustard-coloured, in yellow-coloured kurta and dhoti.
The Deputy Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Pavan Kalyan, met members of Panchayati Raj Employees Association on Wednesday morning. It would have been another appointment in a hectic day of the number 2 man in Andhra Pradesh cabinet, but it became special. Because this was Pavan Kalyan's first official engagement on the first day of his Varahi Ammavari Diksha. He wore a simple mustard cotton kurta and paired it with matching dhoti and angavastram. 26 June is the first day of 11-day initiation of this ritual undertaken by Khushi actor turned politician. Janasena claims this as the party supremo's way of expressing gratitude for his enormous electoral success in recently concluded state election. During this time, he will only consume milk, fruits and liquid food items. This is not the first time he has taken up the Varahi Ammavari Diksha. Exactly a year back, Pavan Kalyan undertook the Varahi Vijay Yatra after worshipping the goddess Varahi. Kalyan believes that the Varahi Vijay Yatra played a crucial role in his historic success in the Andhra Pradesh polls. Earlier this year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi undertook a special 11-day ritual before the inauguration of Ram Temple in Ayodhya. He too followed a disciplined routine, sleeping on the floor, consuming only coconut water and engaging in daily acts of devotion such as Gau Puja and feeding cows. The Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister and Prime Minister both know that the political success needs to be acknowledged with gratitude to both celestial and terrestrial beings to remain in power. Bureau Report, India Today.